Alright, this video is going to be about movement. All about movement. So, got some notes. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm the worst player in the game. And I just wanted to make a video about moving around for PvPers. So this is my movement gauge right here. We got our dash gauge, and we got our sprint gauge. And then we have our mouse, which when you're doing stuff with your mouse, your mouse disappears. So there's right click and there's left click. So right click moves your character and the way you're looking at the same time. If you hold down right and left click at the same time, you move forward. And wherever you move your mouse, you maneuver. But if you use your keyboard, default settings W, and you move forward and you click right click, and you can move with your mouse. So holding down W and right click, you can maneuver however you like with your mouse. And you're going to be moving forward. Same goes with moving backwards. Okay. Now if you do the same thing W, but you hit your left click button, it's your camera to look around. And it doesn't move where your character steers. It doesn't steer your character at all. It's where you're looking. So left click is your like look thing. Default, I think your mouse wheel zooms out and zooms in. So if I control my character just with my keyboard, and then I click on my left click, I can look around while I'm running around, and I can also, I'm running in a circle, but I can look around, so I'll stay relatively in the same place, but be able to look around, change my direction I'm heading, but you can look around, so that's great for situational awareness. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, my default sprint is not default at all. I changed it so it's F key, so that I can, when I'm on home row, I can click on, or push F key to sprint whenever I want, or I can let it off. F key also is great for interrupting casting. Since most characters are very mobile, so if you're very mobile and you go to hit, how do you interrupt that? A jump? Double jump, I guess? You can double jump and it interrupts it, or does it? So double jumping interrupts. So does sprint. Sprint interrupts everything, because sprint can't be used while doing pretty much anything except for instant cast abilities. Okay, so that's the camera control. You zoom in, zoom out with your mouse wheel. This is all default. You should have something that does that. Then you can look around with your left click. Left and right click together moves you forward, and also controls where you look. And then we have auto run. So if I put auto run on, if I get a keybind, for me it's the tilde or the button that looks like a squiggly that's usually left of the 1 key on your keyboard. I make that my auto run. So right now I'm not even touching my mouse or my keyboard. I'm on auto run. And I click right click. Now I can right click and steer my character. Now another thing this enables me to do is, now I can steer my character, but I can also hit enter and type to my teammates and type stuff out, information to communicate with my teammates, and then hit enter, and then I can hit right click and steer my character still. So it allows me to communicate with my character. That's why I use auto run. And then I can right click and also steer my character. Then we got the movement meters. I kind of already touched base on those, but pay attention to these movement meters. It's a lot quicker to run to this gate over here. Like right now, I'm not using any of my movement abilities. I'm just running without any movement abilities to the gate. Okay, it takes a little bit longer. But okay, now I'm going to stop. That's another thing. Right clicking and then tapping the left click, you'll actually move forward just like a hair. So if you hold down right click and then tap left click, you move this slight increment. It's like tapping the W key or the S key to move back or forward. Okay, this is all pretty basic knowledge. You'd find this all out if you were to experiment a little bit. But now, I'm going to run back, sprinting, using both my dashes. You notice this movement meter over here, depleting. Okay, and I got a dash, and I got more sprint. Got some sprint. I'm just letting off that sprint key and hitting it again. See how much faster you move? So that's always nice. And then you can mount up, and in Daggerstone Pass, you can actually use the sprint while you're on your mount. Everybody should know that, but hey, it might not be common knowledge, but that's why I'm making this video. Alright, next thing. Considering line of sight when you're attacking or being attacked. Jump over here, you're like, oh crap, I'm getting attacked. Let's say someone over here is attacking you. Get behind this hay bale. You can like hold down right click and then strafe. Maybe attack them a few times and then fall back. Line of sight, so you avoid some attack when you come out, start hitting them, attack them. Changing directions while you're strafing. Most people know hold down right click. There's an add-on too you can use. Hold down right click and you slowly you're strafing your opponent. Let's say my opponent is now this light post here. Strafing right. You gotta aim and you gotta strafe. You can walk forward and backwards in kind of a zigzag motion if you wanna get further away and get them at the end of your telegraph, or if you want to move in like a melee, you get right up on top of them. You can change directions while you're strafing. You can back up and move forward while you're strafing, and also hitting a rotation. And we've got, let's see, there's a thing in drumming called a paradiddle, which is right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. So I apply music theory to my game here, and now I go right, left, right, right, and in this case, the two right is just a little bit longer holding down of that strafe. So you go right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. So it's kind of like, okay, I'm trying to avoid attacks, and this guy's locking on me. His aiming is awesome. How can I throw him off? How long you hold down that strafe, right click and strafe, and keeping on aiming them on them makes a huge difference whether or not they hit you. So the difference between someone actually landing an attack and someone not landing an attack is 100% or 0%, which is a huge difference. So that's a big deal in PvP if you can make somebody miss you. Okay, then there's what I call it's like a Christmas tree or a swing pattern. And for this, I'm going to go to paint and draw it first. So if you're doing a Christmas tree pattern, this is why I call it Christmas tree, is you'll have this pattern where you're slowly getting this, you're going out further and you're forcing them to come at you. And that's the Christmas tree pattern. It looks kind of like a Christmas tree. Then there's one, or a pendulum, I guess you could say. You can do that forwards and backwards, so the way that would look is like this. So you're kind of throwing your enemy off, but you're keeping that aim up. They don't know how long you're going to go left, they don't know how long you're going to go right, and you keep on moving away from them. But you can also do the same thing going towards them. And you can change the length of time that you strafe and aim at them. But it creates kind of this pattern of Christmas tree, I guess is the way I describe it. And then there is the serpentine motion, which if there's a lot of opponents, you'll go in a kind of a snake serpentine type movement where you're actually going to be moving around your opponents and weaving in and out. So it's more of a predictable pattern, but it throws your enemies off, and it allows you to have this pattern that, you know, like this movement, it's like a strategy. You use that, and they have a hard time keeping locked on you. At any point you can be like, okay, I'm doing my serpentine backwards, now I'm doing my serpentine forwards, but then I'm going to go into my like circle strafe out of it, you know, at some random time or at a planned time, so that your opponent's constantly trying to aim at you and you're moving around, you're going all over the place, and they're trying to dodge stuff, so it forces your opponent to have more concentration on other things. And then we got the spiral, the Fibonacci sequence, or the golden ratio, and that's the reason why I chose to use this character. It's because the spiral or golden ratio is a way to make your mundane rotation of the way you're moving another way to throw off your opponent. If you don't know what the Fibonacci sequence is, or the golden ratio, look it up. That's pretty much it right there. So what'll happen, let's say this light post is my enemy. If you start right up on them, you're gonna slowly move away, because you're making that, you're making the spiral. See how my telegraph is getting closer and closer to being further away? A lot of people won't notice this. You can also hit back or forward to come into them at weird angles. See how I'm like coming in at them and I'm going away but I'm still aiming at them. Coming in and going away. That sort of thing. And you can change directions. Big part of it is just changing directions. And then there is a strategy I call circle strafe with dash. So let's say, see this there's a telegraph. It has like a cast bar color on it. You can see it constantly doing a cast bar. That's bam, it's hitting, bam, it's hitting. Some of them are faster, some of them are slower. So let's say your enemy is attacking you and you're paying attention to their cast bar and their thing. You can be like, oh, I'm going to dash out of it because it's almost going to get me. I'm going to dash. I'm circle strafing right only. And you can go left. Oh, it's almost going to get, oh, right before, you know, get out of that telegraph right before it hits you. So paying attention to that cast bar makes a big difference. Let's see, there's the circle strafe with dash. Circle strafe with dash, changing direction, so you'd be like, oh, I'm going this way. There's the same direction, but let's say you're circle strafing left, and then you go boom, and dash out, go the other way, and just hold it down, keep going the other way. Then there's circle strafe plus sprint, but you also have to remember that sprint interrupts your spell casting. So